So here we have secant of 330 degrees. Note that 330 degrees is 360 minus 30 degrees. So this will drop down 30 degrees. And this will give us root 3 over 2, negative 1/2, and 1. So secant is 1 over cosine. So secant is going to be 2 divided by root 3, which will end up being 2 radical 3 over 3. Again, this is going to be your hypotenuse over your x value. So this part right here, the 3 simplify, the 2 simplify, leaves you with just 2 over radical 3. Or you can see this right away as the inverse of this, since your numerator is just a 1. This, if you rationalize this denominator, times radical 3 over radical 3, what you get is 2 radical 3 in the numerator and a plain old 3 in the denominator. As you do these a few times, hopefully you will get a pattern going. Okay, cosecant of negative 330, so negative 330 is going to go in this direction all the way out to about, well, to exactly 30. So this will be 1/2. This will be radical 3 over 2 with a hypotenuse of 1. Cosecant is 1 over sine. It's the hypotenuse over the y. So it's the inverse of 1/2, which will be 2. (14c) tangent of 330. Okay, so tangent of 330 is going to be the tangent of this. This is 330. The tangent is your sine over cosine. The tangent is going to be negative 1 over radical 3. Rationalize the denominator, and you get negative radical 3 over 3. Cotangent of negative 330. Cotangent of, I'll put this down here. Cotangent negative 330 is going to be we have 1, we have 1/2, and radical 3 over 2. So cotangent is your x over your y. This is going to be the x over the y, radical 3. Cosine of 2 pi over 3, this is 120 degrees. And if we're not sure, we can convert this from radians to degrees. We have a pi on the top, we need a pi on the bottom. Or you can see there's no degree in the top, so we need a degree in the top. So this is pi simplify out. 3, there's 160. 2 times 60 is 120 degrees. Okay, 120 degrees is going to be 30 degrees past the vertical axis. So the 30, 60, 90 triangle is going to give us negative 1/2 for the x, positive radical 3/2 for the y, and a 1 for the hypotenuse. So cosine of this is a negative 1/2. It's your x value. Cosine of negative 2 pi over 3, okay, that's going to give us so here we have negative 1/2 in the x direction, negative radical 3/2 in the y direction, and a hypotenuse. So this is cosine, which is the x value. This tells us we have negative 1/2. Sine of 2 pi over 3. This one. Sine is your y value, radical 3/2. Okay. Oh, I can do these. I'm quickly enough. Okay, so this one here, let's add 2 pi to this. Because when you add 2 pi, you don't change anything. So this gives us 4 pi over 3. It's going to be down in this area. And it's going to be, you're going to have a 240 degrees. 240. And you can see this, change this into degrees. These simplify. Here we have 160. 4 times 60 is 240. 240 degrees is 30 degrees off the vertical axis. So that we see that's the same as this one here. Okay. Negative 1/2, negative root 3/2, and a 1. So the sine is your y value. This is negative root 3/2. 17 pi over 6. What if we were to subtract 2 pi? Okay, so 17 pi over 6 minus 2, this is 2 pi. Minus 12 pi over 6 is 5. Okay. That's going to end up so this is positive 1/2. This is negative radical 3/2 and a 1. We want cosine, that's the x value. Cosine of negative 17 pi over 6. So let's add 24 pi over 6, which is 4. And 4 pi is the same thing as 2 pi, so we're not doing anything. So this is going to give me 7 pi over 6. So this is negative 1/2 in the y direction, negative radical 3 over 2 in the x direction. Your hypotenuse is positive 1. And here we want cosine, so this is going to be negative root 3 over 2. Secant of 7 pi over 4. So this is going to be negative radical 2 over 2, negative radical 2 over 2, and a 1. Secant is the inverse of cosine. So this is going to be negative 2 over root 2, which gives us negative root 2. Because if we have negative 2 over root 2, rationalize the denominator, we get negative 2 root 2 over 2, and then there's just too many 2's going on. Okay. Cosecant of negative 7 pi over 4. So this is, we can look at this. My apologies, I did that too fast. This is in quadrant 4. Quadrant 4. So here the x is positive root 2 over 2. The y is negative root 2 over 2 with a hypotenuse of 1. So the secant is the inverse of cosine. So this is going to be 2 divided by root 2. Rationalize the denominator, and you get 2 root 2 over 2, giving you just plain old root 2. So that this would end up in quadrant 1. Cosecant is the inverse of sine. So this is going to be 2 divided by root 2, which simplifies to a plain old root 2. Just like this. Okay. Thank you very much. Please go to tutoring.